everyone, and welcome to Scrap Saturdays. I hope you're all doing well. This is a layout of myself and my son Augustino, and I'm so excited that I took the time to cut out all those crazy banners. It's the one in that long process video. I think it's like 40 minutes where I show you how I hack into my Felicity Jane kits, or any kit really, but really now more so than ever, I've been really trying to use all of my dies and use all of my tools that I have. And so I've mentioned that in my Monday video, I believe, right? No, my Friday one, because this is Monday. And I just love it. I love the stitched banner die that I have, and it's a Simon Says stamp stitched die set that I have. It's like a random hodgepodge of dies that came in one of their, I don't know, September stamp thing, or Stamp-tember. I think that's what they call it. I've had it for a long time, guys, okay? Everything I have is really, really old except for my new flag Fisker's handheld punch, and this week I just got, because there was another 55% off coupon. Yes, there was. And I made everybody in my entire family stand in line. Yes, I did. So Alan stood in line and he got me a 6-punch hole punch because of my Felicity Jane December daily that I ordered for the Joy kit. Plus, I think I need one because most planners are 6 like that or something like that. It's called an A something, an A6. And then I made Gabriella buy me some refill for my ATG gun. And then I got myself the honeycomb punch, the octagon punch. I don't know what you call that, right? Something like that. And I haven't even played with it yet. So, I mean, I don't know, spoiled. Like, I need more punches. I have like 2 drawers full of punches. Do you hear me? I don't know what to do. It's like the hoarder in me. I feel like I can purge some things, but I can't purge everything. So basically we're done. This is what the layout looks like. So if you'd like to go now, you can. You've been excused. But as I just watched somebody else's video and they had sewn these beautiful butterflies and they were putting it all over their layout, and they're like, why do we do this? She's like, why do we put down all of our stuff and then rotate it like 6 more times before we actually glue it? And I laughed, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I do that all the time. But it's normal. This is what scrapbooking looks like. This is so that you can remember that when you watch videos on YouTube where you think that somehow magically that we can magically do this. No, we do the whole repositioning, the whole, does it look good there? Does it move over here? Do I like this one? Yes, because it's a process of, right? It's a process of. So I showed you in my other video that I had on Friday where I showed you the larger Felicity Jane pockets that I created with the Mila paper. This one, it's a yellow polka dot one that you see that's holding a card that came with the kit as well that says Today's Adventure. That card is part of the kit. So I purposely made, as you can see now, that full little envelope to fit Project Life cards. Because I myself have 345 million Project Life cards. Yeah, I think that's right. I counted it last time. That's exactly how many I have. And what do I do with them? Yeah, that's what I thought. So now, with all the other 450 billion pieces of paper that I own as well, I figured now that I'm typing up my whole life, and I feel like I have to tell a story on every single layout because, hello, new and improved, this is what I did. I said I really like that. I like the pocket, and I like that you can see it, and I like that there's a hint of and a peek of, and it's just there. I know it's there, and I love it. So I'm purposely trying to match, there's lines on the background paper. As you can see, it's like a grid kind of layout or a grid kind of pattern on the back there. So I'm trying to really purposely line up the today's, or to be able to read it with the top. So that's kind of centering how straight I want it. And then the banners, I don't know, I forgot how they were, but then I like them the way I put them down. And because I use hot glue, when these go down, baby, they go down. Like, I can't even, like, here I'm kind of like, oh, it's off the page and I think I can kind of move it, or no, I got to go with it. I did use some foam dots and raise some of them as well, just to give it that extra dimension. And then eventually I go back and raise them up. But this is one of my go-to layouts. I love having a banner across, especially when I'm doing, a horizontal and I flip the paper. I just love it. And then that top portion where you see all the colors that I left, that's the manufacturing strip for Felicity Jane. And I purposely cut my papers like that as well. So I do type on that today's adventure card and I write, "Love your smile, that you always give me your best. So blessed to have you as my son. Celebrating Gabriella's graduation. Food. Cheers, my sweet handsome boy." And this is my son Augustino, and he is cutie. He is such a cutie. I know I'm biased because I'm his mom, but he really is a genuinely good person. He is a very good, gentle, sensitive, kind, caring heart. And I know that sometimes I talk about my dad and I talk about Gabriella, and I'm all about, women, and we have to empower, each other and be strong. But what I want to say today is that we equally have to do the same for our sons and for the men in our lives, right? We have to stop making them feel less than in their masculinity, or whatever you think that might be, or however you think you want to translate it. I'm pretty sure that my dad never heard a quarter of the things that I say to my son on a daily basis. I'm sure he never heard anyone call him handsome and how smart and proud they were, and what a good boy and how kind and generous, and that if he felt sad, that it was okay to shed tears, because tears are not a reflection of your sexuality. They're a human response to sadness, which is another human response to emotions. But somehow we think that, women cry and men don't. But they have tear ducts and they have eyes and they have feelings, just like every other human being, just like any beautiful animal and creatures on this earth. They all have feelings. They all have sentiments. Right? It's like if you have pets, a cat or a dog, when your cat or dog, regardless if it's a female or a male, they feel you, they feel sensitive to you, right? And they don't cower. It doesn't change their sexuality. It doesn't demean them. They're not less of a cat or less of a dog. It's just that's who they are, and they own it. And it's part of healing the world too, right? It's like all of the crazy things that we see that we can't handle seeing anymore, and that we think, what's going on. It starts at home. And it's regardless if you have girls or boys, or, we have to stop saying that boys don't do this and girls don't do that. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. And now I know that men are physically stronger than most women. Some women are stronger than men, and we could debate this all day long, and I'm not saying, but men and women are different in their certain respects. And the only thing I don't think we should keep on dividing is emotions and sensitivity and love and kindness, and also self-love for men as well. And what does that look like? And as a mom to a boy, as a mom to a son, I have to remind him that I love him so much, and that it's okay for him to feel what he's feeling, and it's okay for him to express himself in his own self. And I have to learn that too, because I didn't grow up in a household like that. I grew up in a household where boys don't cry, where boys are strong, and boys don't do dishes, and boys don't do anything, and boys are just mean, and boys are rude to girls. All of that stereotype is what I grew up with. And girls do dishes, and girls cry all the time, and girls are very sensitive, and girls have good feelings. Boys are just mean, nasty, and dirty. And I'm trying to break that cycle. I was going to say I have, but I don't think I have, because he's still little and I have so much more to go with him, and I just follow his lead. There are times where he's a normal kid and he's exaggerating and he's having a temper tantrum or something like that, where I'm like, listen, you need to suck it up right now. You need to stop, because I know you're fake crying. But there's a difference between that, right? And so I don't want you to sit here and think like, all we do is sit around in a circle and hold hands and, cry. No, realistically, honestly speaking, right? There are things that we honestly have to talk about, and we need to share this as a community, right? I come on here with all this girl power. You've heard me talk about what I think about Gabriela and what I think I want to teach her, because I don't want her to fall victim to the stereotypes of. And so I must be equally as responsible and tell you that I don't want the same things for my son either. He also came from within me. He is a beautiful, sensitive creature because he's my son. And my husband, his dad, again, the reason why I married him is because of his amazing, beautiful, empathetic qualities towards humanity. And if you've met my father-in-law, who is my husband's dad, again, I see so much of my son. I see so much of my father-in-law in my son, is what I wanted to say. And it's beautiful. Huge qualities that I purposely looked for in a partner, in a lifetime partner, as a husband. And I always tell my son, feel what you're feeling, right? You've got two hands, God bless, and they can move. You can move your two hands. That means that when your clothes are dirty, you can do your laundry. That means when you are hungry, you can cook. And when your dishes are dirty and you are done, you can clean your dishes. And that by no means makes you less than. Does not make you less than. Because those are normal, everyday, daily tasks and chores. They don't define who you are and what you are or less than as a human being. And so, yeah, this is our posing picture, and he's just a cutie with his comb over and his matching bow tie. And I just love my necklace that I'm wearing. It's called a Mara necklace, and I wear that with everything. I wear it with a sweater. You see how I digress from my whole serious topic? Let's talk about my necklace. I'm so crazy, but I like it. I'm just looking at the picture and that's what comes to my mind, and I just love it. I love the little touches of black and white. I love the stamping that I did. Just fantastic. A beautiful, simple, spread across layout with fantastic colors. I love the background. I love the yellow. The little strip of paper that's sort of, quasi on an angle with that striped piece at the bottom. And then stamping the best part. Love it. And I hope that you're inspired. I think now is when I do my journaling. You see that? I've been using those heart paper clips on all of my journaling, and they're so cute. They're adorable. Adorable. And I love it. And I think I do a stamping at the bottom here. I try to incorporate as much stamping as I can so that I can get the most use out of my Felicity Jane stamps. And I like it. This stamp set is a little bit more planner-ish, if I can say. It has a lot of numbers and a lot of it's actually very good for journaling. If you have like a traveler's journal or just a daily journal, it does have a lot of stamps that I would say are conducive to journaling. So sometimes, my favorite is this gratitude, though. I really, really like the fact that this says gratitude. I'm watching how slow I'm moving. I think I left this in real time. Oh my gosh, you see how I scrapbook? Turtles. Be inspired. Yes, I will never get tired as long as I have a voice to say, be inspired. Be inspired to be kinder and gentler and humbler to the men and the boys in your life. Remind them that they are loved. Remind them that they are loved so that they can remember to tell their children and their boys and their sons that they too are loved. Because then when you feel love, you don't look for love in the wrong places. When you feel loved, you feel validated as who you are. And in turn, you spread even more love, regardless if you're a boy or a girl, because love is universal. Be inspired, my friends. Be inspired by this hobby. Take time to do what you love. Make time for this hobby because, as you know, this hobby heals. Thank you so much for your comments. Thank you so much for your love, for everything, for all my new subscribers. I see you. I see your names up on my board, and I am so grateful for each and every one of you, for everyone who stuck with me from the beginning till right now. I'm on a roll, and I want you guys to be on a roll with me. Be inspired. Great big hugs. Thank you again so much for everything, and I will see you guys all very, very soon.